Welcome to Timeless Magic Tales, a world where every story is a doorway to the unknown, where secrets unravel under the glow of a timeless lantern. Tonight we journey to Hollow Reef, a desolate place shrouded in mystery and danger. This is the Lantern Keeper's secret. So, light your lanterns and prepare to uncover the truth. Hollow Reef was a lonely place, where the lighthouse stood as the only sentinel against the merciless sea. Its light guided sailors to safety, but for Elias, the keeper, it served another purpose. It was a barrier, a fragile line between this world and something far darker. For 27 years, Elias had kept the lighthouse burning, living in isolation and shadowed by a secret he never shared. The townsfolk whispered about him, the reclusive keeper with the stormy eyes and an unyielding gaze. But none dared approach the lighthouse, not since the night 3 fishermen vanished, their cries swallowed by the sea. Those who survived swore they'd seen strange lights dancing beneath the waves, flickering like restless spirits. Deep beneath the lighthouse, hidden from prying eyes, lay a chamber. At its center was a portal, its surface shimmering like liquid silver, glowing faintly in the darkness. It pulsed with an unnatural rhythm, as if alive, and Elias's father had warned him of its power. His only command: keep the lantern burning. Never let the light go out. On a stormy night, as wind and waves battered the cliffs, Elias sensed a shift. The lantern's steady golden light began to flicker, its hum faltering. Climbing the spiral staircase, he felt dread coil around him. When he reached the top, his worst fear came to life. The lantern's flame had dimmed to a faint, unnatural blue. Then came the knock, a sound that should have been impossible in such a storm. Trembling, Elias opened the door to find a woman soaked and shivering, her dark hair plastered to her face, her eyes wide with terror. "They're coming," she whispered, collapsing into his arms. When she woke, she introduced herself as Mara, a researcher obsessed with Hollow Reef's mysteries. She had uncovered ancient texts that warned of a gateway, a doorway to another realm. The lantern, she explained, was no ordinary light. It was a seal, a barrier keeping something sinister from breaking through. But before they could act, the ground beneath them trembled. A low, guttural sound echoed outside, like whispers carried on the wind. The lantern's flame dimmed further. Elias and Mara descended into the depths of the lighthouse, the air growing colder with every step. When they reached the chamber, the portal loomed before them, larger and more ominous than Mara had imagined. Ancient runes carved into the walls glowed faintly, pulsating in sync with the lantern's light. "These runes are weakening," Mara said, her voice trembling. "If the lantern fails completely, the barrier will break, and they'll come through." But as Elias worked to restore the lantern's power, he noticed something strange about Mara. She wasn't helping. Instead, she stood before the portal, chanting softly in an ancient tongue. Her voice grew louder, more distorted, until her eyes turned black, voids of endless darkness. "You've kept the door closed for too long, Keeper," she hissed. "It's time for it to open." Elias lunged toward her, but Mara moved like a shadow, her form flickering and twisting unnaturally. She reached for the portal, and as her hand touched its surface, dark tendrils erupted, filling the chamber with chaos. Desperate, Elias turned the lantern's mechanism to its highest setting, flooding the room with blinding light. The runes flared to life, and the portal began to shrink. Mara screamed, her form dissolving in the light as the tendrils retreated. But Elias knew the portal would not stay closed forever. Summoning all his courage, he whispered the incantation his father had taught him. The lantern's light grew brighter and brighter until it consumed everything. When the light faded, Elias stood alone. The portal was gone, and the chamber was silent. The lantern's glow had changed. It was darker now, heavier, as if burdened by the weight of what it had sealed away. Elias returned to the top of the lighthouse, his body trembling with exhaustion. The storm had calmed, but the whispers lingered, faint but insistent, like echoes from a distant world. He knew his battle was far from over. The portal was gone, but the entities it had kept at bay weren't. And now, more than ever, the world needed a keeper. In the end, Elias understood his purpose, not as a guide for the lost, but as a guardian of the light, a light that warned of the darkness lurking just beyond.